Hi, and welcome to AGRI 650. I'm recording this for Thursday's class, September 8th, as I have to be out flying drones for some fourth graders. So put this together and upload some documents on Blackboard dealing with math and agriculture. I've got, I think, 3 files on there: units cancellation and other ag problems, which we'll go through here in just a little bit, along with a answer key for that. And I also have some additional practice problems. So these are just some random problems that you run into if you're working around the farm or in construction or in a feed mill or sprayer application type of occupation. And I think there's just some useful concepts that we can go over with these problems. And one of those is units cancellation. And I know some of you guys in agronomy, you've seen this before. I think Dr. Bob went over it. I spent a lot of time at K-State in my undergrad degree. We did a lot of this. So it's something that's kind of stuck with me. And once you learn it, you'll really come to rely on it. And you can easily do conversions. I know there's online conversions. So you may think you may never need to do that, but there still will be times, and even in this technology age, where you need to be able to figure it pencil and paper, or at least a spreadsheet. You'll need to know something along the lines of units cancellation. So let's jump into this. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to be working from this one right here. It's units cancellation and other ag problems. Like I said, you've got this on Blackboard. So what I would encourage you to do is to open it up, attempt to work through it on your own. You may not be able to get through all of them, but I think there's some value in at least attempting that. Then you can look at the answer key, and then you can watch this video or work along with this video, pausing it as you need, whatever works for you. All right, I'm going to bring up OneNote. I'm going to start working through problem number 1. All right, problem number 1, how many meters are in 100 yards? There are, and this would be given to you, 0.9144 meters per yard. So ultimately, we are wanting meters per 100 yards. That's what we're ultimately wanting to determine. So in order to do this, I can take 100 yards. I'm going to go ahead and just put that over 1. Anything over 1 is itself. So I've got 100 yards times. Now I'm going to use this factor of 0.9144 meters per yard. I just need to determine which way to make this fraction. And I know I want yards to cancel out. And so in order for these units to cancel out, I need yards on the bottom. I'll show you why here in just a little bit. So we have 0.9144 meters. Okay, and you multiply this out, and let me see if I can zoom out. So basically move the decimal over 2 spots to the right, I get 91.44 meters. Okay, and I know my units are meters because the yards cancel out. That's why it's called units cancellation. So another way to think about this is if you multiply this out, you're going to have 100 times 0.9144 and yards times meters over yards. So if you have yards over yards, those cancel out with each other because anything over itself is 1. So that's what we're left with. All right, we'll look at number 2. What's the weight in pounds of 1 pint of water? Water weighs 62.4 pounds per cubic foot. There's 4 quarts in a gallon, 2 pints in a quart. So we want to know the weight of 1 pint of water. So let's start off with, draw a line here, we have 1 pint. All right, I'm going to just go ahead and put that over 1 just so I have a fraction. I'm going to erase that right there. So we have 1 pint. And I need to be thinking this whole time about how can I get these units to cancel so that we're left with pounds. Here in this example, we want our final answer to be in pounds. So we've got, we need pints down here. Well, what do we have that we can work with that? So we have 2 pints per quart. So 2 pints per 1 quart. Okay, now we know those pints will cancel out and we're left with quarts. But let's keep going because we ultimately want pounds. And there's 4 quarts in a gallon. So I'd say 1 gallon, that's gallon if you can't read that, per 4 quarts. Okay, so I guess I can start canceling now, might help. So these pints cancel with these pints. Maybe I ought to use red. These quarts cancel with these quarts. So now I'm to gallons. Final thing we need is there's 62.4 pounds per cubic foot. I guess we need one more piece of information, looks like. I need how many cubic feet are in a gallon. And that I would give you on a test. Let me go ahead and look that up real quick. So I need cubic feet to gallons. Looks like there is, and I should know this. Never looks familiar, but I forgot quite a bit over the years. All right, so we got 1 cubic foot. I guess I can write this down here for you. 1 cubic foot, that is cubic foot, equals 7.48 gallons. All right, 1 cubic foot equals 7.48 gallons. So I can bring that in up here. So 7.48 gallons equals 1 cubic foot. Okay, so gallons cancel with that gallon. Okay, now we've got our answer in cubic feet. We need to go one step more. We've got, we want to convert it to pounds. So it's given that we have 62.4 pounds per cubic foot. So I know I want cubic feet to cancel out. So, no, got that the wrong way. So it's 62.4 pounds per 1 cubic foot. Okay, and that, I cannot zoom out. Okay, it's not letting me zoom out anymore. I can turn the screen that way. There we go. All right, so now these cubic feet cancel with those cubic feet. So the only units we have left are the pounds. We multiply all that out, and it looks like we get, I'm going to go ahead and cheat just to speed things up. Looks like 1.04 pounds. So 1.04 and pounds. So when you multiply those out, you basically are going to have 62.4 divided by whatever 2 times 4 times 7.48 is. It's going to be just under, it's going to be about 62 probably. So you divide those out, you get 1.04 pounds. All right, number 3. Imagine you're driving your car in Canada. As you're driving along, you notice that the speed limit signs have numbers like 120 on the highway and 50 in the city. As you start to speed up, you realize the signs are in kilometers per hour. Unfortunately, your speedometer only reads in miles per hour. There are 1.61 kilometers per mile. Figure out how fast you're going. You're allowed to go if the sign says 120 kilometers per hour. All right, so go ahead and look at this. All right, so 120 kilometers per hour. So what's given to us is 120 kilometers per hour. That's supposed to be an H. So 120 kilometers per hour. We're wanting to know how many miles per hour that is. So units cancellation. I need kilometers down here so that they cancel. I'm given 1.61 kilometers per 1 mile. Okay, so kilometers cancel. I get 120 over 1.61 equals 74.53 miles per hour. Okay, so you basically divide all of these by 1.61, and for 75 kilometers per hour, you'll get 46.58 miles per hour, and 50 kilometers per hour will be 31.06 miles per hour. Okay, let's keep moving here. Given the capacity of a tractor disc combination is 15 acres per hour, how many 12-hour days will it take to disc 500 acres? So a problem like this, you might not think, oh, I need to use units cancellation, but you could. And so I'm going to show you that method, but some of these, it works just to kind of logically think through it as well. All right, 15 acres per hour. So let's start off with 15 acres per hour times, we've got how many 12-hour days. So here we're going to define a work day as 12 hours. So I'm going to say it's 12 hours per 1 day. And we'll just know this is actually referring to a work day. I obviously know there's 24 hours in a day, but here we'll just focus on a work day. And all right, so this is going to give us, if we take 15 times 12, it's going to give us what, 180 acres per day. So you can do 180 acres per day, and we have 500 acres. So we have 500 acres. All right. So 500 acres times 180. No, I'm sorry here. What am I doing? Okay, we have 500 acres. Put that over 1 times, okay, we're doing 180 acres per day. So I can put 1 day up here, 1 day per 180 acres. Okay, that cancels the acres out, and we're left with days, which is what we want our answer to be in. So 500 divided by 180 is 2.78 days. So again, this is one where I wouldn't have a problem with you just kind of thinking logically through it. You'd come to the same result, but you can use units cancellation for pretty much any type of problem like this. All right, number 5, a ration formula for gestating sows is as follows. So we've got this premix, we put 110 pounds of that in, 350 pounds of soybean meal, 1,540 pounds of milo for a total of 2,000 or 1 ton. Here's the current prices. We have those in dollars per hundredweight. That's what that dollars per CWT means, so per 100 pounds. We're given each of those. So calculate the cost of this ration on a per pound basis. So there's multiple ways to do this one. All right, if we want, we can figure, I guess, let's figure how many dollars worth of premix we have per pound or per ton. So we have 110, different color here. We have 110 pounds of premix, and it is $33.06 per 50 pounds. So we can convert that 33.06 to 50 pounds. So 33.06 I'd say let's convert all of those prices in that table to dollars per pound. So right now they're dollars per hundredweight and dollars per 50 pound. What if we just convert those to dollars per pound? So we've got $28.75 per hundredweight. How much is that per pound? Just divide by 100, you get soybean meal is going to equal 0.2875 per pound. Okay, Milo equals 0.1206 per pound. So I'm just converting those dollars per hundredweight into dollars per pound. Corn equals 16 cents a pound. Give it a couple decimals just to be consistent. And then that premix. So it's $33.06 per 50 pounds. So if we did 100 pounds of that, it would be what, 66.12, which would then be 66 cents basically. You could also just divide 33.06 by 50 and get the same thing. So there's each of those on a per pound basis. So we've got. Okay, so those are on a per pound basis. Now we know how many pounds of each we have. Go ahead and bring up Excel here. Calculator. Okay, I'm actually going to have to pause this. I have to meet with a student right now, so I will pick this up here in just a little bit.